Hello, my name is Ryan Skolnick-Servetnik, and this is my graduation project I am doing on Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino was born on March 27th, 1963, in Knoxville, Tennessee. He was the sole child of Connie McHugh and Tony Tarantino, an aspiring actor who departed from the family before Quentin's birth. Through his mother, who hails from Irish descent, Tarantino traces Cherokee heritage, while his father is of Italian descent. Partially named after Quint Asper, a character portrayed by Burt Reynolds in the TV series Gunsmoke, Tarantino's parents crossed paths when his mother visited Los Angeles. After a brief union followed by separation, Connie relocated to Knoxville, where her parents resided. In 1966, Quentin and his mother returned to Los Angeles. Soon after their return, Connie wed musician Curtis Zespatul, and the family settled in Torrance, a city within Los Angeles County's South Bay area. Accompanied by Zespatul, Quentin attended numerous film screenings, while his mother permitted him to watch more mature movies. Upon leaving high school at the age of 15, Tarantino commenced his employment as an usher at an adult film theater, concurrently pursuing acting classes. Eventually, he secured a position at Video Archives located in Manhattan Beach, California, where he collaborated with Roger Avery, who shared his ardor for the cinematic craft. Together, they cultivated script ideas including True Romance and Natural Born Killers. Departing from Video Archives in 1990, Tarantino joined Cinetel, a production company leveraging connections to propel his script for True Romance into the hands of director Tony Scott, who was impressed and subsequently acquired the rights to the screenplay. With producer Lawrence Bender's assistance, Tarantino secured funding for his directorial debut, Reservoir Dogs, in 1992, which he also authored. Notable actor Harvey Keitel was captivated by the script and became both an actor and producer for the project. The ensemble cast included Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, and Tarantino himself. Reservoir Dogs premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 1992, captivating audiences with its ultra-violence crime narrative, drawing inspiration from classic heist films like Rafifi and City on Fire. Despite moderate success in the United States, it garnered significant attention, establishing Tarantino as a prominent figure in Hollywood. While not a blockbuster domestically, it gained popularity on home video and achieved success internationally. Quentin Tarantino, an American filmmaker renowned for his distinct style, has helmed 10 feature films throughout his career. In the 1980s, he initiated his journey by directing Lovebirds in Bondage and Crafting, directing and starring in the black and white My Best Friend's Birthday, an amateur short film that remains partially lost and unreleased. Additionally, Tarantino made a cameo appearance as Elvis Presley in an episode of The Golden Girls in 1988, and briefly appeared in the movie Eddie Presley from 1992. As an independent filmmaker, Tarantino made a significant mark with Reservoir Dogs in 1992, a gripping crime thriller depicting the intricacies of a jewelry heist involving 6 strangers. This breakthrough film garnered acclaim, earning the distinction of being hailed as the greatest independent film by Empire magazine. Tarantino's screenplay for True Romance from 1993 was directed by Tony Scott, which earned a Saturn Award nomination. In the same year, he served as an executive producer for the movie Killing Zoe and contributed to the writing of 2 other films. In 1994, Tarantino solidified his reputation with the iconic Pulp Fiction, a neo-noir black comedy that attained both critical and commercial success. Regarded as a modern Hollywood classic, the film earned Tarantino an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay and a nomination for Best Director. His directorial ventures extended to The Man from Hollywood, a segment of the anthology film Four Rooms, and an episode of ER titled Motherhood in 1995. Tarantino's collaboration with Robert Rodriguez resulted from Dusk Till Dawn in 1996, which achieved cult status. Tarantino continued his streak of success with Jackie Brown in 1997 and the Kill Bill series in 2003 and 2004, receiving acclaim for his distinctive storytelling and direction. His foray into television, directing with the CSI crime scene investigation episode Grave Danger, earned him a Primetime Emmy Award nomination. Further collaborations with Rodriguez ensued, including Grindhouse 2007, where Tarantino directed the segment Death Proof, Inglourious Bastards in 2009, a fictionalized World War II tale, earned Tarantino critical and commercial accolades, garnering Academy Award nominations for Best Director and Best Original Screenplay. Django Unchained from 2012 marked another milestone, achieving significant commercial success and winning Tarantino another Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. The Hateful Eight in 2015 continued his exploration of the Western genre, receiving nominations for BAFTA and Golden Globe Awards for its screenplay. Tarantino's 2019 Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which he has stated is his favorite movie he's ever made, garnered widespread acclaim, earning 10 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture. Throughout his career, Tarantino has consistently pushed the boundaries of filmmaking, leaving an indelible mark on the industry with his unique vision and storytelling prowess. Quentin Tarantino's cinematic and writing style is a meticulous tapestry woven with unique elements that set his work apart in the realm of filmmaking. Renowned for his unabashed embrace of graphic violence, Tarantino's approach has stirred both acclaim and criticism. His debut film Reservoir Dogs faced initial resistance in the United Kingdom due to its unflinching portrayal of torture as entertainment, a theme that persists throughout his oeuvre. Yet, Tarantino staunchly defends his use of violence, asserting its profound impact on audiences, stating, "Violence is so good, it affects audiences in a big way." This unapologetic stance resonates in his response to inquiries about his penchant for graphic violence, where he candidly quips, "Because it's so much fun." Tarantino's signature style extends beyond mere shock value, delving into the intricacies of narrative structure and aesthetic homage. He masterfully blends diverse influences, paying homage to his favorite films and filmmakers while infusing his creations with a distinct flair. In Kill Bill, Tarantino seamlessly melds comic strip aesthetics with live-action sequences, blurring the lines between genres and mediums. His utilization of nonlinear storytelling, exemplified in iconic works like Pulp Fiction and The Hateful Eight, adds layers of complexity and intrigue, earning him the moniker of the Tarantino effect among critics. Central to Tarantino's cinematic universe is his idiosyncratic dialogue, characterized by mundane conversations punctuated with pop culture references. From discussions about fast food nomenclature in Pulp Fiction to dissecting the lyrics of Madonna's Like a Virgin in Reservoir Dogs, Tarantino's dialogue serves as a vehicle for both character development and cultural commentary. Despite the prevalence of humor, Tarantino adamantly asserts that his films are dramas at their core, challenging conventional genre classifications. Moreover, Tarantino's meticulous attention to detail extends beyond the screen to encompass the creation of fictional brands and products that populate his narrative landscapes, from the iconic Big Kahuna burger to the enigmatic allure of Red Apple cigarettes. These brands not only enrich the world building of his films, but also serve as a playful nod to consumer culture. Music plays a pivotal role in Tarantino's storytelling, with carefully curated soundtracks featuring an eclectic mix of songs from the 1960s and 70s. His keen ear for music earned him accolades such as the Music Plus Film Award at the Critics' Choice Awards, underscoring the symbiotic relationship between sound and image in his works. One recurring motif in Tarantino's films is the prominent depiction of women's bare feet, a visual motif that has sparked speculation about the director's alleged foot fetishism. However, Tarantino dismisses such interpretations, attributing the prevalence of bare feet to a tradition observed by other esteemed directors throughout cinematic history, saying, "I don't take it seriously. There's a lot of feet in a lot of good directors' movies. That's just good direction." Like before me, the person foot fetishism was defined by was Luis Buñuel, another film director, and Alfred Hitchcock was accused of it, and Sofia Coppola has been accused of it. Behind the scenes, Tarantino's writing process mirrors that of a novelist, meticulously crafting characters and dialogue before transcribing them onto the screen. Drawing inspiration from real-life anecdotes and observations, he imbues his characters with depth and authenticity, allowing them to organically drive narrative forward. For instance, in an interview, he said, "My head is a sponge. I listen to what everyone says. I watch little idiosyncratic behavior. People tell me a joke, and I remember it. People tell me an interesting story in their life, and I remember it. When I go and write my new characters, my pen is like an antenna. It gets that information, and all of a sudden, these characters come out more or less fully formed. I don't write their dialogue, I get them talking to each other." In essence, Quentin Tarantino's film and writing style are a testament to his unparalleled creativity and attention to detail, from his audacious approach to violence to his masterful manipulation of narrative structure. Tarantino continues to push the boundaries of cinema, leaving an indelible mark on the medium for generations to come. Tarantino has assembled an informal ensemble of actors who have featured prominently in his films, forming what can be likened to a repertory company. Among these, Samuel L. Jackson stands out, having appeared in 5 of Tarantino's directorial works, and a 6th where Tarantino contributed as a writer, namely True Romance. Uma Thurman, described by Tarantino as his muse, has graced 3 of his films, while Zoe Bell has contributed her talents to a whopping 7 Tarantino projects, whether through acting or a stunt performance. Michael Madsen, James Parks, and Tim Roth also make notable and iconic appearances, with Madsen appearing in 5 films, Parks in 4, and Roth in 3. Roth additionally featured in 4 Rooms, a collaborative anthology film where Tarantino directed and starred in the final segment. And Roth had a scene filmed for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, albeit it was omitted from the final cut due to time constraints. Other actors who have made multiple appearances in Tarantino's repertoire include, but are not limited to, Michael Bacall, Michael Bowen, Bruce Dern, Harvey Keitel, Michael Parks, Kurt Russell, and Craig Stark, each having appeared in 3 of his films. Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt each have 2 Tarantino films to their credit, with their joint appearance in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood making their 2nd collaboration. Pitt also appeared in True Romance, a film penned by Tarantino, and is the first name to be made official that will be starring in Tarantino's newest project, The Movie Critic. Christoph Waltz, renowned for his roles in *Inglourious Bastards* and *Django Unchained*, clinched Best Supporting Actor Oscars for both performances in Tarantino films. Despite being an established actor in German cinema since the 1970s, Waltz was relatively unknown in America before his breakthrough role as Hans Landa in *Inglourious Bastards*. Sally Menke, the esteemed editor who collaborated on all of Tarantino's films until her passing, sadly, in 2010, was hailed by Tarantino as his top collaborator in 2007. There are many, many others who have been a part of multiple Tarantino projects and all always love to receive a call to hear that there is a new one. Quentin Tarantino has appeared in almost every movie he has made, either as a proper character or in voice cameos. Tarantino has assigned himself different characters that are either in the background, don't stick around for long, are passing by in the stories of the main characters, or are off screen. Reservoir Dogs introduced the audience to Mr. White, Harvey Keitel, Mr. Orange, Tim Roth, Mr. Blonde, Michael Madsen, Mr. Pink, Steve Buscemi, Mr. Blue, Edward Bunker, and Mr. Brown, Quentin Tarantino, all part of a heist planned by Joe and Eddie Cabot. After the heist didn't go according to plan, one by one they made it to one of Joe's warehouses, except for three characters, Mr. Blue, Mr. Blonde, and Mr. Brown. Mr. Blue's fate wasn't addressed in the movie, but in a video game released in 2006. Mr. Blonde eventually arrived with a kidnapped policeman, and Mr. Brown was killed when the police arrived at the jewelry store. Nothing else is said about Mr. Brown after that, but even though his role was brief, he made a big impression in the opening sequence with a speech about the real meaning behind Madonna's Like a Virgin. Tarantino played a character that didn't die, nor did he discuss the meaning behind one of Madonna's greatest hits in Pulp Fiction. His character was that of Jimmy Dimmick, a friend of Jules Winfield, Samuel L. Jackson, who helped him and Vincent Vega, John Travolta, deal with the mess caused by Vincent accidentally shooting Marvin in the face. Jimmy let them hide their car in his garage, but demanded that they took care of the problem before his wife came home. Marcellus then sent his cleaner, Winston Wolfe, Harvey Keitel, to help them clear the car and hide the body. Whatever happened to Jimmy Dimmick after that is unknown, but his marriage surely survived. Tarantino's cameos in his own movies have also been off-screen, instead lending his voice to answering machines, narrators, directors, and more. Jackie Brown has his first voice role within his movies, voicing an answering machine that simply said, "You got a message." In Kill Bill Volume 1, viewers are introduced to the Crazy 88, a formidable group serving as assassins and part of O-Ren Ishii's personal army. When the bride seeks revenge against O-Ren Ishii, the latter commands the Crazy 88s to attack only for the bride to swiftly defeat them. Tarantino makes a cameo appearance as one of the Crazy 88 members, meeting his demise with a slit throat at the hands of the bride. Death Proof, Tarantino's contribution to Grindhouse and counterpart to Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror, is often considered the weakest entry in his filmography. It's an exploitation thriller characterized by Tarantino's trademark violence and gore. His role in the narrative is that of Warren, the bartender, who shares shots with Arlene, Shanna, and Jungle Julia. In *Inglourious Bastards*, Tarantino portrays two characters, marking a departure from his usual on-screen presence. First, he appears as a Nazi soldier being scalped by the bastards, and later as an American GI in the movie within the movie, nation's pride, delivering a crucial line despite facing away from the camera. Following suit, Tarantino takes on dual roles in Django Unchained as Robert, aka Baghead Number 1, and later as Frankie, an Australian miner with a poorly executed accent. His demise comes at the hands of Django as Frankie is shot while carrying explosives. In The Hateful Eight, Tarantino opts for a break from on screen characters, instead serving as the narrator, providing key insights between the first and second acts, complementing his distinctive voice and style. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood features Tarantino's customary cameos, this time with voice roles. He lends his voice to the Bounty Law announcer and later appears as the director of the Red Apple Cigarettes commercial, delivering the memorable line, "And cut!" Four Rooms, an anthology black comedy from film directors Allison Anders, Alexandra Rockwell, Robert Rodriguez, and Quentin Tarantino, is loosely inspired by Roald Dahl's adult short fiction. Tarantino directs the segment The Man from Hollywood and stars as director Chester Rush, entangled in a peculiar challenge with his friends. Tarantino's close friendship with Robert Rodriguez has led to various collaborations, including in Rodriguez's neo-western Desperado, where Tarantino plays a minor role as a pickup guy. Lastly, From Dusk Till Dawn, written by Tarantino but directed by Rodriguez, follows the Gecko brothers as they take a family hostage in their quest to cross into Mexico. However, their plans take a supernatural turn when they find themselves facing off against vampires in a saloon, testing their resolve to survive the night. Tarantino and his movies have garnered numerous nominations for prestigious awards such as the Academy Awards, the British Academy of Film and Television Awards, the Golden Globe Awards, Directors Guild of America Awards, Saturn Awards, and many more. He clinched the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay twice for his work on Pulp Fiction and Django Unchained. His presence at the Cannes Film Festival has been notable, with 4 nominations for the Palme d'Or, winning once in 1994 for Pulp Fiction. Alongside his acclaim for writing and directing, Tarantino has earned 5 Grammy Award nominations and a Primetime Emmy Award nod. In 2005, he was honored with the prestigious Icon of the Decade title at the 10th Empire Awards. Additionally, he has been the recipient of Lifetime Achievement Awards from prominent organizations like Cinemalia and the Rome Film Festival, bestowed upon him in 2012. In 2011, Tarantino was bestowed with an honorary Caesar by the Académie des Arts et Techniques du Cinéma. Notably, his work on Pulp Fiction made him the first director to sweep the Big Four Critics Awards: LA, NBR, New York, and NSFC, a feat matched only by a select 4 directors, including Curtis Hanson, Steven Soderbergh, David Fincher, and Barry Jenkins as of 2022. He has also directed many actors to winning and being nominated for Academy Awards and many others. The notion of Quentin Tarantino halting his filmmaking endeavors after completing his 10th project is a recurrent theme often discussed each time he announces or promotes a new film. This so-called 10-movie strategy has frequently been scrutinized, with many questioning its authenticity and suggesting it might be merely a marketing tactic to generate buzz and anticipation for his future works. Despite the skepticism surrounding this plan, Tarantino, known for his eccentricity, has been quite vocal about his intention to retire from filmmaking after reaching this milestone, citing his desire to cement his legacy in the industry. Tarantino's aspirations for his legacy are no secret. He has made it clear that he admires filmmakers who maintain a high standard throughout their careers and wishes to follow suit. To him, the quality of a director's work tends to decline over time, leading him to conclude that exiting the stage while at the peak of his prowess is the most desirable outcome. In numerous interviews, including one with the Pure Cinema podcast, Tarantino has expounded on this notion, remarking that many directors falter with their final films, and concluding a career with a truly exceptional movie is a rare feat indeed. Having long stated his intention to produce only a finite number of films, with 9 films under his belt, including both films of Kill Bill as a single entity, and approaching his 61st birthday, he finds himself on the brink of fulfilling this ambition. Speaking of Kill Bill, there is also the rumors, talks, debates, and high hopes that he may one day make Kill Bill Volume 3 to create a true, complete ending of the story and tie up the loose ends. I know I and many others have been begging for it for a very long time. However, most likely it wouldn't happen until a few years after the release of his 10th film, titled The Movie Critic, which was originally scheduled for a 2022 release, but because of COVID, it was pushed back to 2023, and then the writers and actors strike caused it to be pushed back again to 2024. However, because of the length of the time that the strikes went on for, it's currently set for a 2025 release. In jest, before coming up with the premise for The Movie Critic, he even toyed with the idea of making Once Upon a Time in Hollywood his swan song, ensuring a memorable exit, although he acknowledges that he still harbors more creative ideas. Tarantino envisions his body of work as a cohesive canon, with each film contributing to a larger narrative tapestry. He aims to establish a legacy of consistent, high-quality cinema for years that will spark debate and discussion for years to come. While Tarantino remains committed to his 10-movie canon, he has talked about the possibility of returning to filmmaking if a compelling story were to present itself. However, any future projects would likely exist outside the confines of his established body of work, as he is keen to preserve the integrity of his existing oeuvre. Additionally, he has expressed interest in exploring other creative avenues, including limited series, plays, and novel writing. In essence, Tarantino's impending retirement marks the end of an era in filmmaking characterized by a singular vision and uncompromising commitment to his craft. While his departure from the director's chair may signal the conclusion of one chapter, it also opens the door to new opportunities for artistic exploration and expression. Quentin Tarantino's cinematic prowess resonates deeply with me, solidifying his status as one of my all-time favorite filmmakers and a profound source of inspiration of mine. His directing style is nothing short of masterful, characterized by bold visuals, dynamic camera work, and a keen eye for detail that immerses viewers in his meticulously crafted worlds. From the neon-lit streets of Pulp Fiction to the stark landscapes of The Hateful Eight, Tarantino's distinct aesthetic elevates each scene, evoking a visceral sense of atmosphere and emotion that lingers long after the credits roll. Equally impressive is Tarantino's prowess as a storyteller, weaving intricate narratives that defy traditional conventions and challenge audiences to think beyond the surface. His nonlinear approach to storytelling adds layers of complexity inviting viewers to piece together fragmented narratives and uncover hidden connections. With each twist and turn, Tarantino masterfully subverts expectations, keeping audiences on the edge of their seats at all times while delving into the themes of revenge, redemption, and the human condition with unparalleled depth and nuance. However, it's perhaps Tarantino's immaculate dialogue that truly sets him apart as a cinematic genius. His razor-sharp wit, coupled with an unparalleled knack for capturing the cadence of everyday speech, breathes life into his characters and elevates his films to new heights. Whether it's the rapid-fire banter between hitmen in Pulp Fiction or the philosophical debates of bounty hunters in Django Unchained, Tarantino's dialogue crackles with energy and authenticity, serving as the beating heart of his cinematic universe and inspiring me to strive for similar levels of excellence in my own storytelling endeavors. To end my documentary, I will be sharing an acrostic poem that both expresses my fondness and talent for creative writing, my love for film, and my admiration and appreciation for Quentin Tarantino. Quirky tales unfold, crafted with zeal, unraveling stories, his cinematic appeal. Eccentric characters dance through the screen, nonlinear narratives, vibrant and keen. Twists and turns, his signature style, intriguing plots that stretch for miles. No conventions bind, he freely roams, talented in tales spun with grit, auteur of cinema's rebellious wit, revered for characters bold and complex, audacious scenes, no boundaries to vex, nostalgia mixed with a modern twist, tangled plots, a cinematic feast, intriguing journeys through each frame, non-conformity, his enduring flame, originality etched in every script. Thank you for watching my documentary on one of cinema's best. I hope you both enjoyed and learned something new about the man, the myth, the legend, Quentin Tarantino.